All right, let's welcome to our next video. In this one, we will continue our Windows Privilege Escalation series with Windows 10 Local Privilege Escalation. Our objective today is to understand how to use privilege escalation to gain system-level access to a Windows 10 machine and how to mitigate the same attack. Our lab mission is to practice and implement local privilege elevation techniques in Windows 10 systems and their mitigations. You're going to need a Windows 10 and a Windows 10 ISO file in this lab. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to go ahead and we are going to mount a Windows 10 disk image into our Windows 10 virtual machine to interrupt the boot process. So I am going to go ahead and choose a disk image file, and you see I am choosing Windows 10. All right, and you see it is now going to be my drive E on this computer here. Okay, so now that we have done that, let's go ahead and restart our computer, and we're going to boot from CD. All right, I pressed the key. Let's see if I was fast enough. All right, I was fantastic. Okay, so in the first screen here, you want to click on Next, and what you want to click on is Repair your computer. You want to select Troubleshoot, and then you want to select Advanced Options. And from here, we want to select Command Prompt. And once we're here, you see that we are in the Sources folder. And what we want to do is we want to bypass Windows Defender protection, and we do that with the BC edit command. And we're actually going to turn our safe boot option into minimal. And we're also going to back up our file OSK, which is on-screen keyboard file. So let's go ahead and get started. So we'll say bcd edit/set, and we're going to say default, and we're going to choose safe boot minimal. And as always, you know, with me, I got to check my syntax every time. All right, command completed successfully. All right, so we have our safe boot set to minimum, and we are ready to continue. So what we're going to do now is we are going to navigate to our system directory. We're going to navigate to drive D, and we're going to go to Windows/System32. Whoops, CD, Windows. Let's see what I got here. Maybe mine is a different drive letter. Let's see what I got here. So nothing on E. Let's try E. Let's try C drive. Nothing on that one either. Let's see. File not found. Well, oh, you know what we can do? Let's try F. There we go. We're going to do Windows System 32. Okay, so now we know where we are. And you know that we're going to do something where we are going to copy a file and we're going to replace it with something else. In this example, we're going to copy a file called osk.exe. So I'm going to type in copy osk.exe, and I'm going to duplicate it so in case we need it in the future. So what OSK is, that is your on-screen keyboard. And all we're doing is we're just going to make a copy of it called osk2.exe. And then next what we're going to do is we're going to do some privilege escalation here, where what we're going to do is we're going to copy our command file, which is our command prompt, with the OSK name, and name it CMD. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to say copy cmd.exe to osk.exe. Overwrite, go ahead and click on yes. So again, to recap, we have set our computer that says if we type in osk.exe, it's actually going to be the command prompt. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to reboot our computer here, but let's go ahead and see what happens if we type in osk2.exe, and then we got osk.exe. All right, we'll see what it looks like in the GUI. So let's go ahead and reboot. Or we'll say shut down -RT of 0. Or shut down -R. And the -R switch means it should, yeah, full shutdown and restart the computer. Or if you're impatient, we can turn off, and we're going to power it back on here. So I'm going to say start. And this time I'm not going to boot from my CD or DVD drive. I'm going to let Windows start normally. All right. I have now signed in. See if I can change the size of my computer screen here. Let's try this again. I might need to reinstall my tools here. Okay, well, let's try this. The first thing we'll do is the on-screen keyboard app. And as you see, when you go to write or run that app, it shows your command prompt, right? If I type who am I, you can see I am running as my account right here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to disable that attack. So what I'm going to do is I am going to basically undo everything that we did. So let's go ahead and see if we can do it from admin command prompt. And let's do the same thing we did. I'm going to type in bcd edit or clean. Okay, well, so I'll just do it like this: bcd edit / delete value default safe boot. Okay, operation completed successfully. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a shared folder between my host machine and my guest machine here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go to devices and shared folder settings here. And you see I already have a folder mapped up, so I am good to go. Okay, next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and go to group policy. So let's type in gp edit, and I'm going to choose, let's see, administrative templates, and then Windows components. And what I want to do is I want to look for Bitlocker drive encryption. So there it is there. And from here, I want to look for the option that says operating system drives. Okay, now from here, I want to look for require additional authentication at startup. Make sure you've got the right one. Okay, and then here, I'm going to enable a policy, and then the policy is going to require a password or a startup key on a USB flash drive. So let's go ahead and choose that. So I'm going to say enabled, and let's see, allow Bitlocker. Let's see, so choose enabled. Figure TPM. I'm going to say allow startup pin with TPM. Yep, allow startup key with TPM. I'm going to say apply, and then okay. I'm going to minimize that one. And now I want to encrypt my Drive C with Bitlocker. So let me go ahead and click on my File Explorer, close this one, File Explorer icon, okay? And I'm going to select this PC. I'm going to right click on my C drive here, and I'm looking for turn on BitLocker. I might need to restart for that one to take effect. So let me go ahead and check this one, enabled. Let me do GP update / force. Okay, update failed. So let me try one more thing here and make sure I got my settings correct here. Requires password enabled, apply. Okay, let me go ahead and restart. All right, let's go back to this PC. And after the restart, we have our BitLocker feature enabled here. Next, this part might take a minute, but we're going to choose to enter a password. The password we're going to use is our famous one of AA123456, and then re-enter that AA123456, and then press OK. Now it's going to say, hey, save this, and we're going to say save to a file. And what we're going to do is save it on our shared folder. So I'm going to do that, which is my VirtualBox there. I'm going to call that BitLocker recovery key. And let's just make sure that file is there. So I'm going to go to my downloads. You can see right there is my BitLocker key. Okay, so next thing we want to do is click on next and encrypt using disk space only, and choose that first one. Click on next here, and then when it says you what type of mode do you want, you can say new encryption mode, best for a fixed drive, run BitLocker system check. And then it is going to begin. So now we will wait for this to begin. I'm going to pause it and come back when the encryption is done. And as you can see now, my computer now as you see now, my computer requires a BitLocker key to get into the computer, right? And this is how we can bypass someone from being able to use that local privilege exploit before, where they were able to get the command prompt up and running. All right, and I'm back into my computer. And I can go back to this PC, right? And you see now I have a nice little lock icon on it, which shows it is encrypted. All right. So, what you can do is, if you don't want it, you can always turn off BitLocker as well. All right. So, I'm gonna let that decrypt, or I could also revert back to a snapshot. Let's just go ahead and restart. As you can see, my computer now starts normally without needing that BitLocker password, and we are good to go. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.